Fossil fuels are history. Now's the time to drop BP.
For climate campaigners, BP is a pariah. Its art sponsorships make institutions like the British Museum a target for protesters. Now, it's set landmark targets of its own, committing BP to be carbon neutral for all the oil and gas it produces and to cut the carbon intensity of half of everything it sells by 2050. It's a striking first step for their new chief executive, Bernard Looney, a lifelong oil man promising to transform the energy giant just 2 weeks into the job.
I get it. The world does have a carbon budget. It is finite, and it is running out fast. And we need a rapid transition to net zero.
BP is prized by investors for the dividends it pays, more than £8 billion last year. But Mr. Looney says this will not be a choice between the planet and our pensions.
You talk about the priorities of the people you speak to, but personally, which number matters more to you? Hitting these carbon targets or the dividend?
It's a great question to ask. It's also an easy question to answer. They're all important, and in many ways they serve each other. We have to be financially strong, because that is how we will make that transition.
Climate activists and campaigners welcomed BP's commitments, but warned they may be too little, too late.
They're recognising we've got a window in which we can act to protect and defend life on Earth. However, zero carbon by 2050 is planning for disaster, and it's a disaster in which we lose everything that we cherish.
BP has spent the last decade trying to recover its reputation from the Deepwater Horizon oil spill, and investors say they can no longer afford to ignore climate concerns.
The top priority of our clients is that investment is made with purpose and that it builds a better world rather than doing the exact opposite to actually create climate change.
BP will still be pumping oil and gas in 30 years' time, and these targets will not address the climate crisis alone. But a company that currently can't give its money away in sponsorships may prove a model for others. Paul Kelso, Sky News.